Okay, here we are. I am Ann Page from Beautiful Speech Life, and today I have a special guest who is also my sister. This is Meg Kirby, and she is an instructional coach, an online instructional coach, and has been an online teacher as well. So she's been in this online space for the last 9 years. So I figured who better to talk to get us some tips and tricks. So today we are going to be talking about working from home, 5 tips for keeping your sanity. So hello, Meg.
Hey, Ann. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So I got this idea to do this because I had been talking to Meg, I think yesterday or the day before, and I was like, Meg, I'm exhausted from going to all these Zoom meetings, and what do I need to do so that I can keep my sanity and my energy? So she came up with some tips for us.
Yeah. So I know everybody's transferring to the online world and it's kind of new. And so I went back to when I first started and kind of what really helped me. And so the number one tip is to set up a designated, comfortable space for you to work in. That is super important. It needs to be free from interruptions and distractions as much as you possibly can. I know some people have families at home and stuff like that, and so you kind of have to organize around that. But you want to allow in your space, you want to make sure that you allow for movement. So I found myself stuck in my chair a lot of the time, and I would be sore and tired by the end of the day. So in my workspace, I have my chair, as you can see, and then right next to me, I can just move my computer and move over to my exercise ball. And then I can work from here and do the exercise ball. And then over there, I have a stand-up portion of the desk. And so I can move to standing up. So it's really important to have movement throughout the day and not to stick in one space, and to just have a nice space to work in that kind of makes you happy. So I always start with music. I have a diffuser. I open my window. Whatever it is that makes you happy, you want it to be part of your space so that you can enjoy the area. So that's my number one tip. And you want to make sure that your family knows your area too. So like if you're in meetings, some kind of signal that lets them know. So currently my door, I have a whole office, but my door is closed because my son is at home as well. And he likes to come in and interrupt. But when the door is closed, he knows I'm in a meeting. And so he will not open it. He might knock on it, but he won't open it.
That's awesome. And then I like the movement piece because I read somewhere that we need to get up, like move from sitting to standing at least 32 times a day. So, yeah. Okay, what's number 2?
Number 2 is to establish a routine. Most of us do really well with routine, so it's important to continue to incorporate that routine while you're at home. So you want to have clear start and stop times, because some of us might be to where we're workaholics and we work way past the time. That was me. I found myself up at midnight working in my office because it was accessible, it was there. And you can't do that. You can't cheat yourself out of those kinds of things. And then there's others who, I don't have to get started right away. And they'll start 2 hours later and you don't get the work done. And that's super frustrating and stressful as well. So you want to establish that routine, have your start and stop time, and then include your breaks in there. You got to get up and walk away a minimum of 2 breaks and a lunch. I found myself not eating lunches or eating at my desk. Definitely do not do that. Take the time to go away from the computer and make sure that you have an opportunity to eat lunch and look at something different. Maybe go for a walk for your breaks or just go and play with the kids, but step away from the computer several times during the day.
Yeah, I like that. I would say we're definitely cut from the same cloth with the whole little workaholic thing. I know we're both working on
it.
Okay.
And something I did that really, really helped me is something that I'm grateful for. Once I sit down at my desk, I sit down and I write down one thing I'm grateful for. And then at the end of the day, I do this with my team. I have a team of teachers that I work with, and I'll post in our instant message strand a celebration to end the day. So you start with a positive, you end with a positive, and then you walk away.
Oh, I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Number 3 is to prioritize time. This is key. So you really want to prioritize to get the biggest bang for your buck. And so I'm big on lists. So I always start with a list each day, and then it compiles from and goes to the next and the next and the next. But the way that I do my list is I start with must complete. So I compartmentalize it in 3 ways. So must complete. Those I put 3 to 5, no more than 5 things that have to be done that I'm not going to walk away until they're done. And then the second one is hope to complete. So these are the things that I really want to get done, but if I don't, it's okay. They can go to the next day. And then my third column is should complete. And those are the things that have the longer timeline. So if I find myself, I'm done with my must complete and hope to complete, and I can work on the should complete, or I can just work a little bit on that. So I have the 3 different ones so that I can feel, and you might wonder, like, why do 3 different ones? Because your list is always long and the list is always going to be there. So if you don't feel success by checking those off, that can be exhausting and cause stress too. So that little check mark that I got it done feels good. So you got to have those wins or those accomplishments during the day. So it's important to do those.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know, like, Meg and I don't usually talk a lot about work. We're sisters, so we just chat about other things, but we're so similar. I do the 3 top things as well, and I love lists. And sometimes if I already did something, I put it on the list if it wasn't there, so just so I could check it off. Okay, Meg, you froze a little bit. Are you coming back? I hope.
Right?
There we go. What's your number 4, Meg?
Probably a lot of people on Zoom, so it might be slow.
Yeah.
All right, you want number 4?
Yes.
Okay, number 4 was huge for me. And it actually was the turning point in staying with an online position. So it's removing the walls of the screen. Because as teachers, just individuals, as humans, we need to connect, and you need to feel like you're connecting. And so you don't want to isolate yourself. So you really have to remove that screen and connect with others. And once I figured out how to do that, then I absolutely loved the online world. So collaborate with some ways to do that is collaborate with your peers. I talked earlier about I have a strand with my group. And so we talk first thing in the morning. Hello, how are you? How was your night? And then throughout the day, we shoot by ideas, have questions. So we just kind of keep in touch throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, we share our celebration. So it's really important to connect with others, even if it's just a good morning, but to collaborate with your peers. And then also for those of you working with students and those kinds of things, face-to-face opportunities. So turning on the cameras, using Zoom, or different face-to-face, whether it be peers, whoever it is. It's intimidating at first to turn on the cameras. It's easy to hide behind the wall of the screen. I absolutely encourage you not to do that because what will happen is you will become overwhelmed, stressed out, and you'll feel very isolated, and the walls will start to close in on you. So it's really important that you bring that screen connect as human beings.
Yeah, and I know that, Meg, that when you were working with students, that you had a lot of really fun ways to connect with them. And I think that especially at this time, our kids are going to really need that so that they can still feel connected to us and feel cared for.
Agreed. Yep.
All right, that brings us to number 5.
Enjoy your day. So you're in this thing. It's important to step outside of your comfort zone. You've been forced to do so, but step outside of your comfort zone and try new things, new ways to connect, new things to do. Because really, truly, you're doing the same job, just in a different format, in a different environment. So you just tweak it all. It's really no different, because the people would ask me, what's it like to be an online teacher? It really is no different. I take everything that I used to do in the classroom and figure out how can I convert this to online. And so it's about having fun, enjoying what you do, trying new things, and I call it convert, create, impact.
Love it. It's like the growth mindset thing, right? Where you just
Absolutely
have to step outside your comfort zone and try some new things. And as we get used to it, it'll become the new normal, probably.
Yep, it probably will be. So
Okay, so Meg, to summarize then, your 5 tips were, let's see how I did, if I got it right.
okay, I've got my list right here, so let's see how you did.
To have like set aside a workspace, a separate workspace, where you can incorporate some movement. Number 2 is to establish some sort of routine and consistency that you can count on, so you're not working all the time. Number 3 is to prioritize. Make your, whatever way that you do that, but figure out your most important things that you need to get done in the day.
Right.
Number 4, remove the walls of the screen. I love that one. And connect, and don't hide behind it. Connect with your people, find ways, be creative. And then number 5, to try new things. It's really is, your job is the same in terms of what you want to accomplish. It's just looking a little bit different. So, I mean, as teachers and as speech therapists, we're creative anyway. So
right.
It's just using that creativity to make this work.
Yep, exactly. You got them all. Nice job.
Thank you. And then Meg, didn't you have, like, weren't you going to show us some glasses?
Oh yeah, that's right. In your area, in your workplace, you really should have blue light glasses. I found myself, because if you're looking at the screen all day, I found that I started to, it took me this, I started to lose the quality of my vision, and then I started to get headaches, and it was simple blue light glasses. And so I bought these on Amazon. They're great. They're cheap. I think I paid $10 for 2 pairs. And what a difference it makes. I don't wear them all the time, but a good majority of the time. And it really helps with the fatigue of my eyes. It makes a huge difference.
Okay, you know, I'm going to get some. I'm going to, I'll put the link in the comments here. So if any of you want to check it out, you can. Meg and I aren't getting any money from that, but we're just sharing it with you. Yeah. And then I know too, Meg, that I do this, and I know you do too. Well, I know you've got a big fan, way fancier than mine, because you have a couple screens, but you have a wireless keyboard as well, right? Or did you used to? I'm gonna wait.
I do. I used to just work off the laptop, and my hands started to get very sore. And matter of fact, my wrist, I started to get some carpal tunnel. And so the neighbor across the street said, hey, you really, if you would use the ergonomic keyboard, it'll make a laptop just stays back there. I work from here. And I do have multiple screens, which makes the difference. But those 2 things saved my hands, definitely.
Yeah. So the ergonomic keyboard and having it separate from the laptop, and I think probably a lot of people are working off of laptops. So that's a pretty easy fix, because I know I got mine on Amazon and it wasn't that expensive either. So I'll see if I can do some links. Okay.
You can also find blue light filters for the screens. I don't use that. I just use the blue light glasses, but I know many of the teachers have a filter over their screen because you're looking at it for so many hours.
Okay. That is good to know.
Yep.
Okay, so there you have it, you guys. There's some tips for you to keep your sanity while working at home. And stay tuned for more tips and tricks as we kind of navigate this. Meg, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And
I'm
I
happy
am going to
to
stop
be
the
here.
recording, but stay here because I still want to talk to you. Okay, thanks everybody. And check the comments for any of the
Okay.
links.